U.S.Cellular Field is a baseball park located in Chicago, Illinois. It serves as the home ballpark for the Chicago White Sox, a Major League Baseball club competing in the American League's Central Division. The park is owned by the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority, but operated by the White Sox. The park opened for the 1991 season, after the White Sox had spent 81 years at the original Comiskey Park. It also opened with the name Comiskey Park, but was renamed in 2003 after U.S.Cellular bought the naming rights at $68 million over 20 years. The ballpark will be renamed again to Guaranteed Rate Field after the 2016 season, as Guaranteed Rate, a private residential mortgage company located in Chicago, had purchased the naming rights to the ballpark. The stadium is situated just to the west of the Dan Ryan Expressway in Chicago's Armour Square neighborhood, adjacent to the more famous neighborhood of Bridgeport. It was built directly across 35th Street from Old Comiskey Park, which was demolished to make room for a parking lot that serves the venue. Old Comiskey's home plate location is represented by a marble plaque on the sidewalk next to U.S.Cellular Field, and the foul lines are painted in the parking lot. Also, the spectator ramp across 35th Street is designed in such a way that it echoes the contour of the old first base grandstand. The park was completed at a cost of $167 million. It hosted the MLB All-Star Game that same year. Many sportscasters and fans continue to use the name Comiskey Park. The current public address announcer is Gene Honda, who also serves as the PA announcer for the Chicago Blackhawks. On August 24, 2016, owner Jerry Reinsdorf announced a name change for the stadium, removing the U.S.Cellular Field name and replacing it with Guaranteed Rate Field beginning on November 1, 2016 and valid for 13 years. History: the stadium was the first new major sporting facility built in Chicago since Chicago Stadium in 1929. It was also the last one built before the wave of new, retro classic ballparks in the 1990s and 2000s. However, a few design features from the old park were retained. The front facade of the park features arched windows. Most notable is the exploding scoreboard, which pays homage to the original installed by Bill Veeck at the old park in 1960. The original field, dimensions and seating configuration were very similar to those of Royal Stadium in Kansas City, which had been the last baseball-only park built in the majors. In 1973, as originally built, the park was criticized by many fans because of the height of the upper deck. The original architect, Hocksport, wanted to eliminate the overhang problems present in many stadiums built since the 1970s. With this in mind, the upper deck was set back over the lower deck, and the stands rose fairly gradually. While it gave nearly every seat in the upper level an unobstructed view of the field, it also created one of the highest upper decks in baseball. The first row of seats in the upper deck at the new stadium is as far from the field as the highest row of seats in the upper deck at the old stadium. Fans sitting in this area didn't get much chance for relief, as it is one of the few parks in Major League Baseball that do not allow fans sitting in the upper deck to venture anywhere else in the park, e.g., lower deck concourse. In response to fan complaints, the stadium has undergone numerous renovations since the 2001 season in order to retrofit the facility to current architectural trends. These changes have included building a multi-tiered concourse beyond center field, adjusting the fences to make the outfield less symmetrical, and, most significantly, the removal of 6,600 seats at the top of the upper deck. The uppermost story of the park now has a white and black screen behind the top row of seats and is topped by a flat canopy roof supported by black steel truss supports that obstruct the view of a few seats. The original blue seats were also replaced by forest green seats. The new green and black color scheme, upper-level screens set back from the outer wall and canopy roof resemble features of the old Comiskey Park as well as other classic baseball stadiums. The White Sox have also added murals to the interior concourses, a prominent feature of the old stadium. The stadium houses 103 luxury suites located on 2 levels, as well as 1,822 club seats on 300-level mezzanine between the lower deck and upper deck. The club seats receive in-seat wait staff and benefit from an enclosed concourse with multiple television viewing areas and bar-style concessions. The stadium has 400 wheelchair-accessible seats, 38 public restrooms, 12 escalators and 15 elevators. The new suites were one example of why the old Comiskey Park was demolished, as suites generate more revenue. Attractions features fan deck, a panoramic view of the playing field on the 2-tiered fan deck atop the center field concession stands. Fan deck includes catered food and beverage service consisting of chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, hamburgers, potato chips, popcorn, beer, soda, and water. Fan deck can accommodate around 150 people. Bullpen Sports Bar, a 2-tiered, open-air section located in right field next to the visitors' bullpen with food and drinks. Rain Room, a place where fans can cool off during hot game days. Near Section 107 and AMP 537. Fundamentals Deck, located in left field. This 15,000-square-foot fundamentals area is devoted to young White Sox fans, providing them with the opportunity to learn the fundamentals of baseball. It features a youth-sized wiffle ball diamond for coaching clinics, batting and pitching cages, batting swing boxes for proper batting techniques and areas for base running and skills instruction. Speed pitch machines, near Section 164 and in the Fundamentals Deck. Chicagoland Plumbing Council Shower, a carryover from old Comiskey Park where fans can cool off during hot game days. Near Section 160. Scout Seats, located directly behind home plate and contains 314 leather seats. The patio, located just behind the right center field fence at field level. The patio serves for group outings such as the Bullpen Sports Bar and can accommodate from 50 to 100 people. Gold Coast Tickets Club, located behind home plate. Features include a restaurant buffet, open bar, open-air seating in padded, extra-wide 22 inches seats, private restrooms, flat-screen televisions throughout the club and seating area, private elevator entrance behind home plate at Gate 4, early admittance into the ballpark for select games to watch White Sox batting practice from the outfield. Mini Minarzo sculpture, located behind Section 164. Carlton Fisk sculpture, located behind Section 164. Charles Comiskey sculpture, located behind Section 100. Luis Aparicio sculpture, located behind Section 100. Nellie Fox sculpture, located behind Section 100. Billy Pierce sculpture, located behind Section 164. Harold Baines sculpture, located behind Section 105. Frank Thomas sculpture, located behind Section 160. Paul Konerko sculpture, located behind Section 160. Jim Thome plaque, located on the center field fan deck. The description of the plaque reads, on June 4, 2008, Chicago White Sox slugger Jim Thome became the first player ever to hit a baseball onto the fan deck of U.S.Cellular Field as the Sox beat the Kansas City Royals. He duplicated the tape measure feat on September 30, 2008 as the White Sox beat the Minnesota Twins 1-0 in a one-game playoff to win the American League Central Division Championship. The two blue seats, the seats where Paul Konerko's grand slam and Scott Podstnick's game-winning home run that landed in Game 2 of the 2005 World Series are the same original blue seats in use at the game. White Sox champions Brick Plaza, located at the main entrance to the park. The plaza is dedicated to the 2005 World Series champion White Sox and the fans. Each legacy brick is inscribed with a personalized message that has become part of a new baseball diamond-shaped plaza outside the main entrance to the ballpark. A life-sized white, bronze and granite sculpture celebrating the 2005 White Sox World Series championship that stands at the center of the plaza, with a historical timeline of the franchise along the diamond's base paths. The statue weighs over 25 tons. Old Comiskey Park's home plate, located just north of the park by Gate 5 in Lot B. Chiswick's Bar and Grill, a multi-level restaurant and bar located inside of Gate 5. The establishment features both indoor and outdoor seating and a wide variety of food, drinks, and entertainment. Chicago Sports Depot, a Chicago White Sox, Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls, and Fire merchandise store located next to Bacardi at the park at Gate 5. Renovations, additions. 1996 to 99 seasons. 1996 a bullpen bar was added in right field. 1998 the batter's eye was painted from blue to black. 1999 a new Bilvik-esque shower head in left field and a rain room in right field for fans to cool off during hot summertime games. 2001-07 seasons. In 2001, extensive renovations were started by HKS Sports and AMP Entertainment Group to make the park more fan-friendly. Phase 1 3 rows of nearly 2,000 seats were added along the field between the dugouts and the foul poles. Bullpens relocated to allow fans to see pitchers warming up. Former bullpens filled with new seats. Two-tiered terrace seating area added outside the bullpen sports bar. Distances to the outfield wall were changed, most noticeably down the foul lines, where the bullpens and the bullpen sports bar are now located. Outfield seating area extended to the fence. A full-service restaurant, dubbed the Stadium Club, is introduced with windows overlooking the right field corner. Capacity is increased from 44,321 to 45,936. Phase 2 old backstop with netted roof was replaced with a new roofless backstop which allows foul balls to drop into seats directly behind home plate. Multi-tiered batter's eye built in center field. Main concourse upgraded with brick facade, stainless steel countertops and decorative lighting. Club-level concourse enclosed and carpeted with heat, air conditioning and comfortable seating areas throughout. Party deck was added in center field, just below the scoreboard and above the batter's eye. Phase 3 scoreboard and video boards were upgraded. Full-color, high-resolution 28 by 53-foot video screen added to center field scoreboard. Two 300-foot-long, 5-foot-high video LED ribbon boards added along the upper deck facade. Design upgrades consistent with the lower deck finished on outfield and upper deck concourses. Fan deck featuring food and beverage service in an elevated patio-like atmosphere, built on center field concourse. Outfield steel framework and underside of canopy roof painted dark gray. Concrete in seating areas and on pedestrian ramps stained gray. A life-size bronze statue of Charles Comiskey placed on the center field concourse behind section 100. Capacity has increased from 45,936 to 47,098. Phase 3 renovations cost approximately $20 million. Phase 4 upper deck seating area 8 rows and 6,600 seats were removed from the top of the ballpark's upper deck. A flat roof elevated 20 feet above the seating area has replaced the old sloped canopy-style roof, covering 13 of the 21 rows of seating. Upper deck concourse was partially enclosed from the weather by a translucent wall. Fan deck in center field upgraded to feature tiered seating and standing room. Lower terrace balcony added to provide an additional party area and outdoor seating. The outfield wall was redone with pictures of White Sox players who've had the number retired. A life-sized bronze statue of Minnie Minarzo placed on the center field concourse behind section 164. Capacity has decreased from 47,098 to 40,615. Phase 4 renovations cost approximately $28 million. Phase 5 314-seat Scout seating area directly behind home plate added, which offers ticket holders behind-the-scenes access to the ballpark and the world-class amenities, including free food, for one inclusive price. Fundamentals deck, an area for kids to work on various baseball skills, was added above the left field concourse. Green seats, modeled after those in the original Comiskey Park, replaced the old blue seats in the club level and some scattered areas around home plate. The bleachers in left center field were painted green. A life-size bronze statue of Carlton Fisk that was placed on August 7 on the center field concourse behind section 164. Phase 6 green seats reminiscent of those in the original Comiskey Park replaced the old blue seats in the entire upper deck and the lower deck. Between the dugouts, enclosed ground-level restaurant was completed, providing a lounge and dining area for the Scout seats. New banners were hung down on the outfield light towers, one for the 2005 World Series, one for the 1906 and 1917 World Series, one for all White Sox American League pennants, and one for all the division championships. The flags for these titles, now on the banners, were replaced with flags of all the Sox logos in club history. Life-size bronze statues of Nellie Fox and Luis Aparicio placed on the center field concourse behind section 100. Phase 7 green seats replaced the old blue seats in the lower deck from the dugouts and the entire outfield seating area. The green seats between the dugout and the foul poles have been slightly turned, redirecting them toward the center of the field. The seats where Paul Konerko's grand slam and Scott Podstnick's walk-off home run landed in Game 2 of the 2005 World Series of the same. Original blue seats in use at that game and stand out from the all-green seats. The scoreboard in right field was painted green. A new premium seating restaurant named the Jim Beam Club is located in the former press box behind home plate on the stadium's Diamond Suites 200 level. A new press box located on the first base side on the Diamond Suites 400 level. The facility features 32 flat-screen televisions, wireless internet access and seating for 100 working members of the media. A new custom T-shirt shop a life-size bronze statue of Billy Pierce that was placed on July 23 on the center field concourse behind section 164, a Tomei ticker counting down to Jim Thome's 500th career home run. The ticker was located in right field on the right advertising board. The ticker was then taken down after the 2007 season, the beginning of the White Sox Champions Brick Plaza in front of the stadium and Phase 1 of brick sales. Extensive renovations added not part of the original plan. 2008 season, the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority unveiled the first environmentally friendly permeable paving parking lot to be used by a major league sports facility on April 8. The new lot saves taxpayer money by substantially reducing the amount of water entering Chicago's stormwater system, improving overall water quality and help reduce the urban heat island effect. The White Sox Legacy Brick program unveiled its Brick Plaza outside U.S.Cellular Field on April 11. Each legacy brick is inscribed with a personalized message and has become part of a new baseball diamond-shaped plaza outside the main entrance to the ballpark. A life-sized white, bronze and granite sculpture weighing over 25 tons that celebrates the 2005 White Sox World Series championship stands at the center of the plaza, with a historical timeline of the franchise along the diamond's base paths. Players on the sculpture from the 2005 team are Paul Konerko, Joe Creed, Orlando Hernandez, Jeff Blum and Juan Uribe. Plasma flat-screen television sets were added throughout the outfield concourse and at the top of its beer concession stands. A life-size bronze statue of Harold Baines that was placed on July 20 on the right field concourse behind section 105. 2009 season, about $15 million in renovations were done to Gate 5 to improve access to the park. The demolition of the easternmost portion of the pedestrian ramp and removal of the top two levels of the easternmost footbridge across 35th Street, reducing it to one level with continuing access to the park on the main concourse level. The second footbridge at Gate 5, about 75 yards west of the East Bridge, continues to offer access to the park on three levels. The project also included installation of escalators in a new, weather-protected enclosure and installation of elevators which will provide additional access for fans with disabilities. The project was completed by opening day on April 7 as the White Sox defeated the Kansas City Royals 4-2. Inside the park, a new scoreboard with 913,000 LED lights replaced the older out-of-town scoreboard in right field. In addition to displaying both lineups, the board showed season stats for the current batter and pitcher. It also served as an upgrade to the old around-the-league scoreboard that it replaced. While the old scoreboard showed only the current innings, scores, and pitchers' jersey numbers, the new board was capable of showing balls, strikes, outs, locations of any base runners, and the current batter and pitcher by last name instead of by number. A slight disadvantage is that the new board only showed 4 games at a time in this manner, whereas the old board showed every game in progress simultaneously. A small plaque honoring Jim Thome located on the center field fan deck for his 464-foot home run shot that landed there, becoming the first player ever to do so on June 4, 2008. The White Sox defeated the Royals in the game. Thome duplicated this feat again on September 30, 2008 in a one-game playoff against AL Central rival Minnesota Twins. His home run proved to be the game winner in a 1-0 shutout to win the AL Central. For White Sox players, a new hydrotherapy room with 3 combinational hot and cold whirlpool tubs, and underwater treadmill that can curb problems relating to the abdominals, back and knee, as well as strengthens the muscles and hip, is installed in one of the tubs. The catch was written on the left center field wall above Billy Pierce's image, at the location where Dwayne Wise made a spectacular catch to rob Gabe Kapler of a ninth-inning home run and preserve Mark Buell's perfect game on July 23, 2009. 2010-16 seasons. 2010, a new outdoor beer garden named TBD's was installed by July 26 at Gate 5. The area served beer, wine, soda and water. TBD's also had 12 flat-screen TVs. TBD's was taken down and replaced by Chiswick's Bar and Grill in 2011. Bacardi at the Park is open from 11 a.m. on days when the Sox have home games. Although it is technically outside the park and accessible with or without a game ticket, fans must be 21 or older to enter. Frank Thomas' number and picture were added to the outfield wall as his number was retired. 2011, a new metro station on the Rock Island Line worth $7.9 million was planned to be opened in 2009, but due to a year-long delay of construction, the station opened in 2011 after groundbreaking on June 29, 2009. The new station is located east of the ballpark, just beyond the I-90, I-94 Dan Ryan Expressway. A multi-level restaurant and bar inside Gate 5 called Chiswick's Bar and Grill. The establishment features both indoor and outdoor seating and a wide variety of food, drinks, and entertainment for U.S.Cellular Field guests that started in April 2011. Chiswick's Bar and Grill is open during the baseball season, but plans made the restaurant and bar a year-round establishment. A life-size bronze statue of Frank Thomas that was unveiled on July 31 against the Boston Red Sox. It is the 8th placed on the outfield concourse. 2012 Chicago Sports Depot, a new merchandise store located right next to Gate 5 and Chiswick's Bar and Grill, featuring White Sox, Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls, Cubs, and other Chicago area sports teams merchandise. The store opened on November 19, 2011. 2016, 3 new HD video boards were installed before the start of the 2016 season. The auxiliary boards in left and right field, and the main video board in center, were all replaced with new HD screens. The project was funded via the Sox capital repairs budget. Retired numbers. There are 11 retired numbers on the facade of the home plate club. Ballpark firsts. First game April 18, 1991, Detroit Tigers 16, White Sox 0. Umpires, Steve Palermo, Mike Riley, Larry Young, Rich Garcia. Managers, Jeff Torborg, White Sox, Sparky Anderson, Tigers. Starting pitchers, Jack McDowell, White Sox, Frank Tanana, Tigers. Ceremonial pitch, former Illinois Governor Jim Thompson. Attendance 42,191. Batting batter, Tony Phillips. White Sox batter, Tim Raines. Hit, Alan Trammell. Run, Travis Freeman. White Sox run, Ron Karkovice. RBI, Alan Trammell. White Sox RBI, Dan Pasqua. Single, Alan Trammell. Double, John Shelby. Triple, Tony Phillips. Home run, Cecil Fielder. White Sox home run, Frank Thomas. Grand Slam, Kevin Romine. IPHR, Mark Newfield. Stolen base, Lou Whitaker. White Sox stolen base, Tim Raines. Sacrifice hit, Joey Cora. Sacrifice fly, Matt Merillo. Cycle, Mike Blowers. White Sox cycle, Chris Singleton. Pitching win, Frank Tanana. White Sox win, Brian Drummond. Lost, Jack McDowell. Opposing lost, Paul Gibson. Shutout, Frank Tanana. White Sox shutout, Jack McDowell. Saved, Jerry Gleaton. White Sox save Bobby Thigpen. Hit by pitch, Dave Johnson hit Carlton Fisk. Wild pitch, Melido Perez. Walk, Brian Harvey. No-hitter, Mark Buell. Opposing no-hitter, Francisco Liriano. Perfect game, Mark Buell. Other firsts double-hitter, Minnesota Twins. Error, Robin Ventura. Use as a neutral site, Florida Marlins vs. Montreal Expos. Counted as home games for the Marlins. These games were moved to Chicago due to Hurricane Ivan in Florida. The Marlins were already in Chicago at the time, having just played series with the Chicago Cubs. First White Sox foul ball was hit by Sammy Sosa April 18, 1991. Transportation to the stadium. U.S.Cellular Field can be reached by using the CTA's L Rapid Transit system. The stadium station stops at Sox 35th for the Red Line and 35 Bronzeville-It for the Green Line. The Red Line is also used by Cubs fans to reach Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. When the White Sox take on the Cubs every year, usually in June, many fans will use the Red Line to get to the game. The series, dubbed the Crosstown Classic or the Windy City Showdown. A new metro station opened on the Rock Island Line in 2011, which helps fans with more accessibility. It is also accessible by CTA bus route number 35 and suburban Pace U.S.Cellular Field Express shuttle service. U.S.Cellular Field is just west of the I-90/94 Dan Ryan Expressway. The Dan Ryan was under construction in 2006-2007 in hopes of relieving traffic congestion. The park has 7 main entrances. Gate 1 is located on the south side of the park in right field. Gate 2 is located on the southwest side of the park down the right field line. Gate 3 is located on the west side of the park on the first base side. Gate 4 is on the northwest side of the park behind home plate. Gate 5 is located on the north side of the park on the third base side. Gate 6 is located on the northeast side of the park down the left field line, and Gate 7 is located on the east side of the park in left field. The main level is accessible only by fans who have a ticket to a seat in the lower level. The park has 8 main parking lots.